Hello everyone, MC Mura here. Today we're doing a quick guide for Zafina. This is not like total in-depth teach you everything about the character, but this is a starter guide letting you know what is her best moves, which moves you can throw around, and then we can build up from there because obviously characters in this game are very complicated. So we're gonna start first with the top 10 moves for Zafina. These are the best moves in my opinion, ones that you are certainly should be using. And the first one is her down forward one. Down forward one in general are very generic tools in Tekken, but Zafina got a unique twist on them. Her down forward one is still 13 frames, but it is -5 on block, as you can see. Now this is a character that got good movement, so you can still use them to bait stuff, right? Like bait an action out of the opponent and then like whiff punish them for trying to take back the return, sidestep, do all of that. What is unique about Zafina is that she got a couple of extensions to her down forward one that are pretty unique. The first one is that down forward 1-4. And this is the natural combo, as you can see, does 28 damage. Mid-screen, this is just alright, but near the wall is where this becomes really dangerous, right? Because if we are near the wall, this will wall splat, so you then get to follow up with like follow-up combos. So it's actually really good near the wall. Now the issue with down forward 1-4 with Zafina is that the second hit is a high. So here, for example, if we're setting Kazuya to duck, he will be able to duck the second hit and then you get launched punished. Now, this is alright because she does have another version, which is down forward 1-2-1. 1-2-1. There's a third hit at the end, and this is good because if the opponent is trying to duck, the second hit will catch him, right? It's a natural combo as well. Now, the second hit is unsafe. So let's see, for example, Kazuya is gonna block. Right, second hit is unsafe at -13, but there is a third hit, and this third hit is very delayable. Like you can go for down forward 1-1 immediately, or significantly delay the third hit, and then you can catch them. And the third hit got pretty good pushback. It is -13, but I think the pushback here is kinda decent, especially if like you're using it from range. Typically, you're not gonna get punished that badly, and you can certainly play around with just down forward 1, down forward 1-2, down forward 1-2-1, and down forward 1-4 because the 4-ender is totally safe. So the second move for Zafina that is also essential is her forward 4. It is this one. This is fantastic. This is a homing move, so if the opponent is sidestepping, this will catch them off guard. If you are near the wall, this also wall splat, so it can lead to combos. Again, let's make sure that he is near the wall. You actually will get like follow-ups here, which is pretty great, right? The move is also totally safe on block. It is only -8, so this is actually kinda great. Whenever you're in the neutral, you can almost like feel free to throw this one out. The speed is from the range you're gonna be using it from. The speed is really nice, so very abusable move. So the third move that you will be using a lot with Zafina is her 1-3 string. Obviously she got a 1-2 and this gives you like a +8 advantage, but that is just okay. What's really good about 1-3 is that it transitions into Scarecrow stance. I will later go over why Scarecrow is good, but this gives you a 10 frame punish, you're +7, and you will get to transition into Scarecrow to apply mix-ups on your opponents, so this is vital. Alright, so now it's turn for wire running 3. This one is also really good. This is an approach tool for Zafina. It's one of her best approach tool because from running, this is one of your best options. It knocks down, as you can see, but what makes it so good is its ability to harass opponents on block, because on block, this will be +7 and it puts you in their face in Scarecrow. Again, Scarecrow is one of your main mix-ups. I will later get into why this is so good, but yes, if you're ever at range, you should be able to harass your opponent with this one. It got good speed for its range as well, the range where you are using it from. Be careful though, because it is linear, so it can be sidestepped, but from a distance, if you're mixing it up with forward 4, these two moves are great to approach an opponent. Alright, next up we got forward 3. This is also very good for Zafina. This move It's a little bit on the slower end at 20 frames, especially since you want to use it a little bit up close, but it's really, really good. It gives you a +4 advantage and puts you in Scarecrow, so you can start mixing up your opponent. Remember, she got 14 frame mates at Scarecrow, so it makes it really, really good. Now, this move is also fantastic on hit. On hit, you got even more advantage. You got +9, which means that the mix-ups can be kind of ridiculous. And on counter hit, this is really, really nice. On counter hit, you are +14. Which means that you are guaranteed a 2 here, right? Which means that you are guaranteed a 2-1. The good thing is this is a heat engager, as you can see. So this means that a counter hit forward 3 gives you a guaranteed heat engager. This is a combo the opponent pretty much can't do anything about it, and it sets up a fantastic situation for you. The move, like I said, is slow, so it will need some conditioning before you can use it. Now, it's also really, really good for approaching opponents who are just getting up from the floor. So in okay situations, right? Kind of like this one. As Kazuya is just getting up, you wanna harass the opponent with it. Use it for OK, use it as a way to force a mix-up on the opponent on block as they're getting up on the floor. Alright, so let's talk about some lows, starting first with her down 3. Down 3 is a vital low for Zafina. This one got pretty good range, especially if you mix it up with forward 4, right? Because again, the range on it is good. She low profile, so that is nice. And the good thing about it is that it leaves you at a +2 on hit, and so you can kind of always like mix into like while standing and then go into stance, or you can hold down after it, and this puts you in Mantis stance, and now you got +4. This is really, really good because from Mantis, like you can go to the down forward 1, which is a heat engager. You can go into the 3-1, which is like a low mid. There's a lot of mix-up potential here. But what's really, really good about this move is that on block, it's not actually that bad, right? Even if the opponent happened to block it, and you transition into Mantis, you're only -13, so you're not launch punishable per se, and you can block here. So that is really good. And on counter hit, you actually get a combo out of this one, right? So if you happen to get this to land as a counter hit, again, this needs you to transition into Mantis, but if you get this counter hit, you will get follow-up combos. Right? Again, you're not getting like amazing combo, but 52 damage, that is actually pretty great. So counter hit, it is also, the speed is kinda okay at 22 frames. It is on the slower end, but it's not so slow that it's unusable, you know what I mean? And it got crushing properties, so I say go for it. Okay, so next up we got the 1+2. 1+2 is very important for Zafina. It's a mate that got pretty decent range. Actually, the range on it is kinda deceptive, but what makes this move pretty good is that it's a counter hit launcher, right? When you happen to hit it as a counter hit, it will launch the opponent, so you can get some pretty good damage follow-up on this one, which is pretty alright. Now, the thing about it is kind of unsafe on block. As you can see, it's -12, so yeah, like you can kind of be careful when you're using it, but there is an extension. Like you can go for 1+2 and then 4, and this puts you in like -10. So mix up the 1+2 by itself and the 1+2 into that 4, because you can kind of mix up the opponent here, as there is an option select where they can punish it if you go, because there's like a third hit here. So there is like, they can kind of know how to deal with it if they know how to defend against it, but for the most part, especially against opponents who are aggressive, and Lord knows everyone is aggressive in this game, so having a 16 frame counter hit launcher, that's good in my book. Alright, so next up we got the down 3, or down forward 3. Down forward 3 for Zafina is pretty good. This is one of your like main 15 frames punishes. She doesn't have really like a 15 frame launcher per se. Her down forward 2 launcher is 16. So this one is the best thing you're getting for 15 frames. But you do get like a small follow-up here. Down forward 3-4 knocks down, and then you can go for down back for 1 or for 2, and this gives you like this very small combo. Nothing too crazy, but good, especially since there are strings like this one, which can give you like enough frame advantage. So it's not like a tremendous 15 frame Punisher, but it's pretty decent. Start with a mid, so that's also pretty good. And the string by itself is kinda safe, right? -6. But again, second hit is duckable, so you gotta be careful. Alright, so let's now talk about Zafina's down forward 2. This is her main, quote-unquote main launcher pretty much. And this move got surprisingly good range. As you can see, the range on it is pretty deceptive. You do get pretty good follow-ups out of this one. So it will lead to like most of her good combos. Obviously, you can get more optimal combos rare. So can lead to pretty good combos. And the properties on it are honestly pretty great because this is only -12. And like it's, as you can see, like it's somewhat low profile, somewhat evasive. Here Kazuya is trying to go for the 1. So there is like also some evasiveness there, so that is really good. And obviously you can use it in like whiff punish scenarios. Like let's see, for example, here we're taking Kazuya with this one. Yeah, bam. It could be one of your main whiff punish tool as well. So pretty sick move all around. Between down forward 2 and down forward 3-4, these two are for the most part your primarily whiff punish tools. Alright, so let's now talk about Zafina's back 1, because this is, I think, her final top 10 move. This is a move you're gonna be using all the time, right? It got really good range, right? And it's a mid. It is unsafe on block. So it's something that you gotta be careful of. -14, and it pushes you like very close to the opponent. Got a lot of recovery on whiff as well, so you gotta be careful. But if you can use this to whiff punish, it's 18 frame startup, so it's on the slower end. You have to have your coffee ready to get the whiff punish on this one, but it can lead to a lot of damage, right? There is like a during hit variant of it, like you press 1+2 and this does this transition. This is pretty good for combos, right? Like it could be like one of her main combo enders, right? Leads to good damage. Like you want to end your combos with this one as much as possible. Obviously, unless you're gonna put your opponent at the wall, but it does a lot of damage, right? And even just as a regular hit in the neutral, as you can see here, yeah, 50 damage, that is no slouch. So a totally important move that you will want to learn. Alright, so let's now go over Scarecrow and the Heat mechanic. Notice in this guide multiple times I said puts you at Scarecrow and advantage, right? Puts you at Scarecrow and advantage. And I really stressed how important Scarecrow is. Obviously there is Mantis and Tarantula, but I don't want to really get into them that much here. I want to keep it simple for you guys, for someone who's starting with this character, and then we can add the rest of the stances later, right? But I feel like Scarecrow, and especially because it works so much with Heat, this is what is essential. This is what you really need to know, right? Scarecrow. Once you're in Scarecrow, you got a couple of options that are really good. There is a 10 frame jab, which you can use just to keep an opponent in check. You're not likely going to be using it that much, especially if you don't have advantage. If you do have advantage, what you will likely be using are the 2 sequences. There is like the 2-2, and this one is a natural combo. As you saw, it's like -10 on block, so it's not terrible. And there is the 2-1. 2-1 is essential for Zafina. This is one of your hand moves, as you notice, so it will deplete some of your health, but this is really good because this is one of your main like Heat engagers, so you can activate Heat out of that. And if you are already in Heat, this will lead to up to follow-up combos, right? So you'll be able to get like follow-up attacks out of this one, so it's really important. And it's a mid right? That is actually really good. Now, because the opponent will likely be respecting this a lot, you can go for the 1+2, right? And 1+2 is really good. It's +6. This is a mid that leaves you at a +6 advantage, so you can start applying throw pressure or start like going for lows after, do whatever you want. It puts you at a pretty good situation, right? And if you happen to get it on hit, you get like a guaranteed back 3, so that is really nice. Gives you like a pretty good chunk of damage, right? So just varying, like going for this variance is really good. Now there is also some lows that you can implement. As there is a down forward 3. And this one could be alright. It's got like a target combo attached to it, or like it got like a string attached to it. Target combo is like a Street Fighter term, but yeah, you can get a launcher here. But this one is on the slower end, as you can see, 28 frame startup, so it's kind of like Snake Edge. That one is reactable somewhat, I think, and it is like unsafe on block. Like if the opponent here decided to block everything, yeah, you're hella getting launched. So it's an option, keep it in mind. There is also like the down forward 4, which, you know, this one is a decent annoying low, a fair bit faster, but what you will likely be using is that down 3, right? And down 3 is good because there is also like a combo to it, which is down 3-3. This is like a counter hit launcher, so again, if you're at an advantage, people can mash, so this one can be good, right? Now, with all of that being said, let's talk about heat, right? And why it's so important to be in heat. Because once you're in heat with Zafina, Zafina got her regular like heat smash, right? This is a high combo ender. You can just use it to whiff punish because it's decently fast as well, so all of that's good. But Zafina got a second heat smash, which is out of Scarecrow. If you're in Scarecrow, this one is a low, right? And again, you get a guaranteed back 3 here. So this means that if you're in heat with Zafina and you're in Scarecrow, you can go for 2-1, and this is like a launcher, so that is pretty great. Or you can actually go for the low, right? So this puts Zafina in a very good 50-50 position. Now let's put 2 and 2 together, right? Like let's say for example we did the forward 1-2. This is a heat engager. Now I'm at plus 17, so this means that I get like a forward 4-3, and now I'm plus 9, so the opponent have to guess between the 2 routes or the heat smash. And yeah, like you can see why this could be so good. And again, because they are respecting it so much once you're in heat, this means that you can harass them with a 1+2, keep up the advantage, and keep the mix-up going. This is one of your main ways that you get to really abuse your opponent with heat with Zafina, and yeah, this is really good. Try to activate heat as much as possible with this character. Now, like I said, one thing that's actually really good about her is if you happen to get like the forward 3, and you got this as a counter hit, the heat smash here is guaranteed, right? So just a simple sequence like that one, you have taken a ton of health out of them. Or obviously, like you can go for other sequences, go for combos. You can do a lot. I hope that I was able to give you like an idea on how to use Zafina. She is a really fun character, really technical. There is a lot more that I can go into. This character is kind of complicated, but I wanted to give you the basics on what you can do with her. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. We'll be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.